Did you know some buildings have a hidden floor that isn't listed anywhere? They call it floor 0. If you press the right buttons after midnight, the elevator takes you there. Not everyone comes back. Hana was a university student working late in an old research building. One night, she was tired of waiting for the ancient elevator and half-jokingly recalled a campus urban legend. The rumor was that a specific sequence of buttons could unlock something hidden within the building's core. She decided to try the rumored sequence 4-6-2-1-0-5. The elevator shuddered. Not with its usual upward lurch, but with a deep, grinding descent. The elevator didn't go up, it went down, even though the building had no basement. When the doors opened, the air that greeted her was stale and heavy, like air that hadn't moved in centuries. The hallway before her was narrow and wet, the walls slick with a dark, unidentifiable slime that dripped slowly onto the cracked concrete floor. There were no signs to guide her, no numbers on the doors to mark her location. And every door she passed was a slab of rusted metal with no handles, no knobs, no keyholes, just deep, ragged claw marks gouged into the surface, as if something had been trying to get out or in. A cold dread washed over her as she turned back to the safety of the elevator, only to find the panel had gone completely black. The buttons were dead. She was trapped. Then a whisper slithered through the silence, a dry, sibilant sound that was not hers. It seemed to come from everywhere and nowhere at once. At the far end of the hallway, a single bare light bulb flickered erratically, casting long, dancing shadows that played tricks on her eyes. It hung directly above a large, ornate mirror, its frame tarnished and its glass clouded with age. As Hana stared into its murky depths, her own reflection wavered back at her, pale and terrified. But she wasn't alone. In the reflection stood a tall, gaunt figure with a burlap sack pulled tightly over its head. 2 dark, empty holes staring out from where its eyes should be. She spun around, her heart hammering against her ribs, but the hallway behind her was empty. Nothing. She turned back to the mirror, her breath catching in her throat. In the reflection, the figure had stepped closer, its head tilted at an unnatural angle. It was right behind her now, close enough to touch. A primal wave of panic seized her. Hana ran. She didn't look back. She just sprinted down the slick, suffocating corridor toward the dead elevator, her footsteps echoing unnervingly in the oppressive silence. She slammed her palm against the call button, again and again, a desperate, frantic rhythm. Behind her, she heard the soft, deliberate scrape of footsteps, a sound that was not an echo of her own. The footsteps followed, steady and unhurried, growing louder with each passing second. When the elevator doors finally, agonizingly ground open, the shadow of the figure slid across the floor toward her, stretching and contorting in the flickering light. She didn't hesitate. She jumped inside, collapsing against the back wall. As the heavy doors began to close, a final horrifying image burned itself into her mind. She saw it in the polished reflection of the elevator door beside her, a perfect, clear image in the metal. The burlap-sacked figure was standing right there, next to her, its head slowly turning to face her as the gap between the doors sealed them both inside. The elevator's internal security footage. The entire recording between midnight and 1:45 a.m. was gone, replaced by static. Some say if the elevator ever stops on a floor you don't recognize, on a place they call floor 0, don't step out.